All right, so the Saints hosting the Minnesota Vikings coming up on Wild Card Weekend. Unfortunately, the Saints got the short end of the stick with these 13-3 teams. There's three 13-3 teams atop the NFC standings, but unfortunately, only two of them get a first-round bye with the 1 or the 2 seed. That, of course, is the San Francisco 49ers, who got the 1, and the Green Bay Packers, who got the 2. So the Saints got to play the Minnesota Vikings. The funny thing is, though, when you look at Vegas, depending on where you look, though, a lot of people are saying that they believe that the Saints, despite playing on Wild Card Weekend, are their favorites to get out of the NFC and play in the Super Bowl as the NFC's representative. Only, according to Fox, the last better that I was looking at, the Chiefs are the only ones who have a better chance as far as odds to win the Super Bowl. And, of course, they're on the AFC side, and they have a first-round bye as the number 2 seed in the AFC. Today at the Saints facility, a lot of the talk was surrounding when you just look at history, the amount of teams that played as on Wild Card Weekend as a 3 through 6 seed, the limited amount of teams that have gone on to play in the Super Bowl since 1990. That's when the NFL implemented the 12-team playoff format. Only 12 teams who were a 3 through 6 seed have made it to the Super Bowl, so those odds aren't very good. But again, the Saints are a big favorite in this game against the Minnesota Vikings, and a big reason is because of how they have played throughout this season, and plenty of people believe that they are a Super Bowl level team. Another reason, I'm going to give you this stat, and this is why I'm looking at the computer, that I believe that the Saints are going to really cruise past the Vikings, in my opinion. Kirk Cousins is just not a great quarterback, the Vikings quarterback. He's not a great quarterback in primetime games, in meaningful games, in playoff games. Listen to this stat. He is 0-9 on Monday Night Football, 0-1 in the playoffs, 1-11-1 when trailing in the fourth quarter, and 6-29 against teams with a winning record in his career. Those are not good numbers for someone who got paid, what was it, like $85 million by the Vikings to go and play for them in free agency when he left the Redskins. The one thing that the Vikings do have in their favor is that their running back, Dalvin Cook, is coming back for this Wild Card Weekend game against the Saints. He's had an injured shoulder the last couple of weeks. With him in the lineup, they're 10-4. With him out of the lineup, they are 0-2. He is one of the best running backs in the league. Not sure if he's going to be 100%, but he is right there with Christian McCaffrey as far as yards from scrimmage per game. He is number 2 in the NFL, and he can do it all, and he sets up their play action for the Vikings. The Vikings have more yards off play action than only one other team in the NFL. They're number 2 in the NFL as far as yards off play action. So when Dalvin Cook gets going, that allows Kirk Cousins to be able to thrive and do better. And of course, they have a bunch of talented wide receiving threats between Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, who people know too well with the Minnesota Miracle, and Rudolph, who is a great tight end. So they have the weapons there. They have a lot of talent, and they have a lot of talent on defense too. But again, in my opinion, the Saints are a big favorite in this game because they're just a better football team from top to bottom. This is one of the deeper teams, the Saints, that I've ever seen, as far as any team that I've covered. And even though they're a 3 seed, they certainly don't feel like a 3 seed. I like the Saints by at least a touchdown, maybe 10 points this weekend against the Vikings. And I think they run away with this one. And probably, I think by the time that you get to the second half, maybe the Vikings make it a little bit close with some garbage time points or a touchdown here or there. But I think the Saints win this one easily. There's not going to be that much fear near the end of the game. There's certainly not going to be a Minnesota Miracle. And the Saints are going to move on, in my opinion, to face Green Bay the following weekend at Lambeau Field, which is going to be a tough game. But I think that the Saints have probably equal talent or more talent than anyone on the NFC side. It's just between them, Green Bay, and the San Francisco 49ers. And that's how I think it's going to play out, though, is between the Saints and Niners in Santa Clara for who goes to the Super Bowl. So got to like the Saints' chances this weekend, and we'll see how it plays out.